moderation, which I've been kind of struggling with. Not struggling, just okay. Once I get my mind on something, I'm really good. I can just lock in and do it, and I'm good to go. For me, I have to believe in the why. Why am I doing this? Why is it that I'm supposed to go to the bar and only have two drinks when I have enough money for 3 or 4? You know what I mean? And like for me, that's the biggest thing right now for in terms of moderation. Drinking. Every day, I say, okay, I'm not gonna drink today because I drank yesterday. But why? You know, as long as I'm getting everything I need to get done, you know, who cares how much I drink? Like, or who cares how much I do anything? Like, I think we don't really have a moderation in our society. I mean, look, especially not since we got Netflix and Hulu and all that. But I mean, you know, I was talking to a good friend of mine, and he was saying people want to talk about moderation, but it's gone. Moderation is gone. We don't do anything in moderation. It's all or nothing.
Moderation, by definition, as I'm looking at here, is the avoidance of excess or extremes, especially in one's behavior or political opinions. I don't know about that last part there.
Yeah, no,
I don't know why they have to specify like behavior or opinions, but the avoidance of excess or extremes. So that means, to me, in that definition, you say moderation. If you can have 1-2 beers one day, and the next day have 1-2 beers, like that is moderation. Now, if you have 10 beers today, you're like, well, why can't I have 10 beers tomorrow? I think at some point, where is the excess? And it depends. I think it's very personal. Excess is very personal. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't.
So I guess I'm thinking of the frequency in which you do something, as opposed to how much you do it on a particular time. Is it if you have 1 or 2 beers every day, or 1 or 2 drinks every day, or you smoke a little bit every day, but for a small amount, are you being moderate? Is that moderation? Or because of how much you do it, is it excessive?
So yeah, who defines what the moderate level is? Is there
That's my point.
Is there a scientist somewhere saying 2 beers a day is average? If you have more than that, you're in excess. You're living in excess.
But see, that's the thing. That's my point. I don't think there's anyone really who's out there saying 2 beers a day, 1 beer a day. I know they say a glass of wine.
I think it's up to you to define what excess is. And sometimes you can't define what excess is. In a topic like drinking, I think a vice, any vice, drinking, smoking, something like that, eating poorly, which is kind of like in my case, I'm dieting, quote unquote dieting, or basically I'm just controlling my caloric consumption. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but my calorie intake, I'm limiting to between 1,200 and 1,500 a day, and of those calories, I'm making sure that they're of the highest quality of food that I prepare myself. I try to balance it with vegetables, fruits, and grains, and good meats. I'm not going overboard as far as maybe overboard's the wrong word. I'm not changing things drastically for in my own diet to where I'm going from eating meats and things like that to going vegetarian or vegan or anything like that. But I am being cautious of eating fried foods, of drinking calories like beer or soft drinks or basically any kind of calorie via liquid. So it's nothing but water. I'll have coffee obviously in the morning, and then I try to eat healthy. And then I have my cheat days where I can kind of let loose and not worry about A, how many calories, or B, what kind of food. I find for me, this is helping me learn how to be moderate. It's kind of extreme. You've seen me do this diet before.
Right. So I was just going to ask, do you think that that's an extreme diet?
It can be. Some days it can be. I mean, I'm constantly hungry. I'm hungry right now.
I'm hungry right now, too.
Right?
I'm starving.
What time is it? I see it's like midday, and I ate. I mean, I probably ate like 5 hours ago. That's probably why I'm hungry. But
Oh, so you're not doing routine like?
no, I should. On the weekend, it's kind of tough. It's a little tougher. Like when I'm at work, I have a routine. It's like I get up and I eat coffee, and I go to work, and I'll make like oatmeal or eat a breakfast bar.
Right.
Then I have lunch at a certain time. Go home, have dinner at a certain time. I have some snacks that I eat. On the weekend, it's not as easy. So a day like today where I had to travel and I couldn't
Right.
prep my meals, so I have to be conscious of what I am eating. If I pick something up on the way, if I get a sandwich somewhere, can I track the calories? If I can't, I just minimize what I eat. But I guess the point I'm making is it extreme? You've seen me do this, as I said. You've seen me do this diet.
I mean, it felt extreme to me. Like it felt like.
Such a radical shift of what I was eating before.
I guess for me, when I'm thinking of what's extreme, a departure from what's normal. So like if you normally eat a certain way and almost every element of your diet is changed, that seems extreme to me.
But it's not. Did I eat rice before? Yeah. But did I carefully measure how much rice I ate in a plate? No. Now it's like my portions are appropriate. 1 cup of rice, 3 ounces of chicken, and I know exactly how many calories are in each of those things, or half a cup of broccoli, and so forth. So I ate all those things before, but I would just eat until I was full.
I mean, I feel like we do, again, it goes back to what I was saying. I feel like whatever we do it in an extreme. So like right now you're dieting, and to me it feels extreme. It might not feel extreme to you. And then afterwards you're going to be like off. I mean, like I'm assuming you're going to be off the diet and you're going to be back to another way of eating. Like that change, that shift, that's extreme in itself,
Yeah.
as opposed to like half and half or a moderate change to your diet.
I think any time I do this, ideally in my mind, I'm thinking, maybe this is a permanent change. Because if you learn, if you learn to see what a single serving of this and this and this looks like,
yeah.
At what point do I stop measuring it? Or if I go out and eat somewhere, I'm like, this is an exorbitant amount of food. I don't need to eat all this. I know that a serving is this much, and I can eat that and take the rest home.
Right.
Maybe I can pick up some good habits from doing this. And I feel like for the most part I do it every now and then. I don't ever completely just turn it off and go straight back to eating poorly. And when I say eat poorly, basically it means I order in a lot more or eat out a lot more by virtue of laziness, in a way of like it's easier. It's just easier to pick up food on the way home.
But but see, it's not necessarily ordering is the issue, because you can definitely order food prep.
Yeah, we've done that actually, and that's helped us like figure out some meals that we wouldn't have known before and how to make them and appropriate serving sizes.
I guess I think that, I don't know. There's with diet's a whole nother thing. I think sometimes people isolate different parts of a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Working out. That's all they do, but they don't eat right. Or you got people who eat better, but they don't work out. I think it's a little bit of everything to really have like lasting, as you were saying, change. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Awesome to have you here.
Yeah,
that
was fun.
We're gonna have you come back a bunch. Thank you for staying all the way. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the page. Also, there's an Instagram page, so check that out. Brian's Random Thoughts, Carlos Espinosa Jr. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.